4 days of fasting and I'm still not dead. Well, I am currently, I think, 85 hours into my fat fast. It's going a lot smoother than I thought it would, given the shit diet I've been on prior to it. I'm definitely 100% in ketosis. And now I think it's a good time to talk about when to end a fat fast. This is going to be subjective to, because I don't know you. This is based on my experience, N equals 1, my hypothesis through the many times I've done this. And my results, so far, I'm 214 pounds. I started around 218, the upper end, like 219, if you were to round it off properly. Prior to that, I was 223 when I was eating unhealthy. I then made the switch to keto, as many of you know, on New Year's. However, I still had a sizable amount of cheat meals, sometimes every couple days. But then I got COVID, and I managed to fucking lose a bunch of weight because I wasn't eating. It really boiled down to that. And so in the process of switching to keto, there was a bit of involuntary fasting because I just didn't have the fucking appetite to consume. But anyways, as you can see, I'm out getting some exercise today because I've been largely sedentary for the majority of this fast. About, I'd say, around the 48-hour mark, I started to dump my water weight, which I had to get up like 5 times in the middle of the night to pee. This has happened through water fasts and fat fasts. Generally, I feel like it happens quicker when you're water fasting because you're using more of your glycogen than if you're fat fasting because you're consuming fat calories. So about 48 hours in, that's what I experienced. But other than that, I wasn't hungry. I did have cravings though, but which is different than hunger. It's more of a wanting that dopamine hit than it is the actual hunger hormones fucking with you. I've had no leptin signaling or anything like that, which is kind of it's a hormone that your fat cells release to tell you that to eat. So being that I'm fat, it stands to reason that I'm making enough of that. So hunger has not been an issue as much as the cravings have, and that's gonna probably continue through when I break the fast. Other symptoms around the 72-hour mark, I experienced nausea and lightheadedness, and I think a hint of hunger, but not much. So I knew it was an electrolyte issue, which is something you have to keep in mind. We're all different. If you're morbidly obese, chances are you won't run into this because you have a hell of a lot more electrolytes stored in your body. But I was running into the electrolyte issue. My solution for this, for a fat fast, is pork rinds, which have less than 1 gram of protein per serving, 0 grams of carbs, and the rest is fat. So I wasn't consuming the pork rinds to satisfy the hunger. I was consuming them more to provide sodium. So basically I salted the living shit out of it with pink Himalayan salt. And within a half hour, the nausea and lightheadedness went away. So I got the symptoms to go away. It was a simple electrolyte deficiency. As for magnesium and potassium, there's potassium in coffee, and Lord knows I've drank plenty of that. However, coffee can counterbalance that by dehydrating. It's diuretic and makes you piss more. So there's that. Also, magnesium, I've been taking Epsom salt baths, which have been, I think, helpful in keeping my electrolytes up. So as of right now, at my 85-hour mark, I'm doing fine. Like, I'm out here, I'm doing a 3-mile hike, just no weight or anything, and just a way to burn a few extra calories. It's a little chilly. It's 41 degrees. So it'll increase the amount of fat burning I'm doing. Just to shave off a little extra fat, along with the water weight that I lost. I'm not pissing as often now, so that tells me my glycogen is a lot more depleted. And other than the pork rinds, I haven't consumed any other solid food. As you know, I do heavy cream in my coffee, which I was corrected. There's 1 gram of protein per serving of heavy cream, so I average about 3 grams of protein a day when I'm consuming that. But I don't even think it's a significant source, to be honest with you. That protein will get utilized right away when you consume it when you're in this long fast, because I have all the other symptoms of fasting, including reduced hours of sleep. Like, I haven't needed to sleep as long. Mental focus is up, sharpness is up, alertness is up, and depression is gone for now. Now, not to say there hasn't been some things that make me angry and upset, but they don't have that lasting, drag that's on you when you start to get like that. So, yeah, 85 hours in. What will make me end the fast? The first thing I look for in ending a fast is electrolyte deficiency. If I can't fix it with the things I just told you I'm doing, it generally means I'm too deficient in an electrolyte. And the way you generally tell that is you get lots of cramps. Particularly for me, it's in the calves. So when you start getting those cramps, you're definitely behind the curve on your electrolytes, and you should perhaps end the fast to get your shit together. Another thing I look for to when it's getting time to end a fast is, of course, nausea. Another symptom I experienced today was diarrhea. My hypothesis on that is the longer your fast goes, the more of your gut bacteria dies off. And as it dies off, you're going to shart. There have been cases in the past during long water fasts where I might have had to throw some underwear and some pants out. So we'll just put it that way. Nothing like that this time, but today was kind of explosive, so to speak. And all I've had, like I said, is my coffee and my pork rinds. And by pork rinds, I'm talking like a handful, not a lot. It just overdosed with salt. I find it tastes better when you salt the hell out of it, but it also serves the function of getting that salt in there, and which is why I'm able to hike like I am right now without getting lightheaded and wanting to pass out. Now, granted, this is light. It's not like when I do my wilderness fast where I don't really concern myself with electrolytes and I just suffer through the deficiencies, which is dangerous. But I know if I'm taking care of my electrolytes and I'm not overexerting myself, I probably won't drop dead. Electrolytes, like I said, if you can't manage your deficiencies during a fast, it's a good time to end the fast. There's no shame in it. This isn't a fucking contest to see how long you can go. It's more like tailoring it to your situation. And that's what I'm doing, essentially. As far as metabolism drop, this is the other indicator that you should be thinking about ending your fast. Shit's getting icy. Hopefully I don't fall and kill myself. when your metabolism starts to drop, your symptoms are generally overall weakness and fatigue, and failure to keep heat in your extremities, as in your limbs all go cold, and no matter, even if you cover up, you're still kind of cold. These are classic signs of a metabolism drop. Generally, the first 72 hours you are not going to experience that, but as you get to day 4 and 5, you may start to notice these symptoms, which is why I chose a 5-day fast. You can try some things to mitigate it. You could even have like a booster meal or whatever on your 5th day, and then maybe go a couple more days. But generally, unless you're operating in a caloric surplus ketogenically, you're not going to raise your metabolism. Generally, the longer you go in a state of essentially starvation mode, which is that lowering of the metabolism, the harder it's going to be to raise your metabolism after the fast, which means you'll probably gain back a lot of the weight you're losing during the fast. So it's kind of a tricky game to where you gotta manage that metabolic rate is the best way possible. For example, me doing this hike today is almost surely going to push me over the edge on my day 5 to where my metabolism's going to drop, to compensate for the fact I'm burning extra calories out here. Your body is designed to balance. It doesn't like when you're losing your fat. Fat is a survival mechanism. Problem is we done fucked it up over the years with all the horse shit that we've been eating. So a lot of people run into that when they do the low calorie gym thing, and then end up gaining all the weight back and then some, because they drop their metabolism by not consuming enough calories. This is something that everyone struggles with. Even on keto, you'll plateau at some point. And generally I call that your body's set point. That's the point where if you lose more weight than that weight, your body will lower your metabolism and cause you to regain that weight. So, or make you hungrier. So overall, you just gotta do the best you can to not stay in that state unless you are indeed morbidly obese, which is why you see some of the morbidly obese individuals going like hundreds of days on a water fast, no less. That you notice that they're able to do that a lot more than somebody that just has 20 pounds to lose. I'd like to get back down to 195. I believe that on a ketogenic diet and not cheating all the time, that's where my body weight should be. But I'm struggling just to get down to 200 right now, so there's that. But we'll see. Will the weight loss continue after the fast? Will I keep off what I lost during the fast? The water weight, certainly I'll keep off if I stick to keto. As for the fat, it depends. Depends on how much I take my metabolism during this fast. So that's my thoughts on that shit. But that's about it for this fucking video. I just wanted to update you on the fast. I know some of you are following along. I'm calling it a resounding success, and that I'll likely be around, I want to say 213 pounds by the end of it, which from 218, 219 is a pretty good chunk of weight in a short period of time. I will do a final video in this series to let you know my final results, when I had to end the fast, because there's no guarantee I'm going to make it all the way. Doing this hike right now is going to be kind of a big factor into what happens when I close out day 4, which is about 2 a.m. is when my 24-hour cycle is. So, because I'm a night owl and shit. But we'll see. We'll see how it fucking turns out. It feels good to get out of the house. First time I've been out of the house since I started fasting. The rest of it's been sedentary, and I think it's important to get up and do something like this during your fast, even though you might not feel like it. But make sure your electrolytes are in order if you're going to do that, because it can go wrong. But remember, I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just a fucking asshole. This is all anecdotal bullshit you just watched. And anecdotal as in I've only know what I've done to myself, and of course the studies I've read over the years and the lectures I've watched and all of that shit. Feel free to refer to the experts before you try some of this shit. In other news, I'll be calling a recruiter next week to find out if I have to get snake oil to get in a truck. I don't anticipate that going well. So my future as of yet is still undecided. And right now, I'm completely supported by my podcast and my crypto mining. So there's that. There's not much trading going on right now because I don't want to risk what little I have by possibly investing in the wrong crypto. I just stick to Bitcoin, and I didn't have enough investment capital to take advantage of this latest dip. So, like I said, I'm being supported by the podcast. If you're interested in my latest podcast, the link is down below. Also, if you just want to support the channel, you can leave a tip in the virtual tip jar at ScottTheTruckDriver.com. That link is also down below. So, thank you for your help. I'm no longer monetizing my shit. That's why you didn't get any ads during this. Hopefully, unless YouTube's doing some sneaky shit. If you saw an ad, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know if they're being sneaky. But I noticed an uptick in views when I started demonetizing my videos, and that's fucking weird. You know, how did it, in their vlogs too, so it didn't make sense because, you know, a lot of the maybe that's why. Maybe it's because they're vlogs, they get a little bit more love from the algorithm. But I don't know. It is what it is. It's good to be out in nature again, though. If the recruiter call goes well, I might be back in a truck. Out there in the mix with all of this stupid shit. And I do mean stupid shit. It's getting out of control. I feel like the left is becoming more and more unhinged, and it's going to erode the stability of this country, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. This latest variant obviously has everybody all fucking scared and they're quaking in their boots. I'm here with my powerful immune system, having fully recovered from that bullshit. So, you know, I'm good to go. Don't fuck with me. That's it for this video. There'll be some music, some covers. I'm feeling inspired now that I'm not in my fucking depression. So, it should. You know, I know not everybody likes that shit, but I like that shit, so you're gonna get that shit and shit. So remember, do your own homework, lest I be mistaken for an expert that's not a part of the mainstream bullshit and get even more censored than I already am. I am noticing that since I've been posting unfettered shit on Facebook, I've had multiple friends tell me they don't see my stuff in their feeds anymore, so the shadow banning is out of control on Facebook for sure. But I still leave it there for anybody that looks me up. So, there's that. But, you know, what can you do? It's the fall of the West, and we're we're here probably for the duration. So I don't anticipate us turning things around anytime soon. Quick mask report on this trail. I've only seen 2 people wearing masks together, of course. So there's that. Even though there's probably 0 chance of, getting, the thing. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit. Stop complying. That's right. Stop complying. It's the only way this ends. It's going to continue to get worse until we stop complying. And we're more compliant than a lot of Europe right now, it seems. And they got cops beating their ass when they don't wear their shit or they don't get their thingy. So, how long till we wake up here? I don't know. As far as I can tell, nobody gives a shit.